This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning. It is a beautiful morning at Djuma Private Game Reserve. We're currently looking in the east direction where the sun will rise. So our plan for today, we will be reporting live from Djuma and Pride Lands. We're hoping to find great sighting for you guys. We're quite excited for this morning. So welcome to your very own live safari through the African bush. Yeah, so we're still looking at the horizon there. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful morning. It's a bit cold this morning, which is always good for the predators, obviously. So my name is Cedric, and I have Morgan on camera with me this morning. So our plan for this morning, on our side, we might go check quickly Gary Dam and then head west. So please, we would love to hear from you, so don't forget to send your question at #WildEarth, at FC on YouTube. And if you're underage, please send us an email on kidsquestions at wildearth.tv. You can also go on our website to ask your question. It's very quiet at the moment, but I think we will make our way down to the dam. So I haven't seen a leopard in 2 days now. We were so busy with the lions. So I really hope today we can find one. I will try my best. So it is a cold 13 degrees here this morning. Let's see what is the weather in the other location.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, those lovely Scottish tones are speaking once again, filling your eardrums with, well, one hopes joy. If not joy, then I don't know. My name is Lauren, and I do have David Easter on camera with me once again, and we are back in the Lowveld with lots of exciting stuff to tell you. We did go on a bit of an adventure, but it's really good to be back here in Djuma. It's chilly, I must say. I don't quite know where I put my gloves. Not quite that organised, but it's a chilly, chilly morning. All the same, I'm very happy to be back in the Lowveld. And why I say that is we have been in a place called Marataba for the past week for the South African Guide of the Year Awards. And it was an absolutely fabulous week. I'm going to tell you all about it. Lots of interesting experiences, stories, information, landscape, animals. It was a completely different experience, and I think every now and again you need that. You need a different experience to spice up your life, or inspiration. Anyway, my plans for this morning, I'm going to go south. I think south is the answer this morning. I believe they might have Mareebs on Chitwa. So that means we'll get the chance to catch up with little Mr. Mareebs, who I have not seen in a really long time. And he's also not so little anymore. But we're going to try and see if we can scratch around and pick up on any signs of him. That's my plan so far. If not, then we'll just bumble. Reacquaint myself with the reserve. I've only been gone 2 weeks, but believe it or not, a day or two to sort of get your feet back into it and figure out where everyone's been moving, where animals animals have been with the kill, which property animals are on. But I do know the hyena den is on Little Gowrie. I called that before I left, but they are on Little Gowrie. Maddie, you're hoping for Tandy and Mareeves? I don't think Tandy's there, as far as I know, but I do think we will get lucky with Mareeves, that's for sure. But Jess, back to the hyena den. I don't think it's too far from Gowrie Main, so I'm going to see if I can work my magic and see if we can visit the hyenas one day. It's naturally only June's little novella and in very mobile, and it's going to become harder and harder to keep up with them. Much harder. They're running amok now. They're free, following the adults, getting themselves in following the adults. Okay, I'm going to keep bumbling south. Hopefully we get lucky. But for now, back over to Cedric.
So we just arrived at Curry Dam. You can see so far there's a hippo. I'm going to show it to you now. Which is off out of the water. Looks like there's a young one as well. Whew, it is quite cold this morning. Hopefully when the sun rises it will get a bit warmer. Yeah, so apparently the Pride of Lion was here last night drinking. I heard some report that they also joined with Darkmane, but then went in different direction after that. I'm not sure where they are, but we will drive around and see what we can find. So this hippo was probably out the whole night, feeding on grass. It can travel very big distance at night, up to, sometimes even 20 kilometers. I think now there's still a bit of grass around the dam, so they shouldn't go very far to find food. You can see the dam is starting to get a bit low, which is normal. The water level will continuously drop until the rainy season. Okay, let's continue. We can stop maybe at Galago Pande and see if there's anything. Yeah, so on our side when we left Darkmane last night, he was still lying where we saw him last. Jade, very good question. How do baby hippo suckle for? I am actually not sure of that answer. I will check that for you. But they can suckle under the water as well, which is quite interesting. And they also will suckle outside the water while they follow the mom when the mom went to go to feed. But I will check that until, if I understood well, until what age a baby hippo will suckle. It will be quite for a long time, I assume, as they are mammals. They rely on the mother's milk for quite a while before starting feeding by themselves on grass. I'm going to be a bit slow here, the road is a little bit bumpy. brown eyes so that you can still. Okay, so I'm just going to stop here quickly. I can see some line tracks going in that direction. So I know there was some report that they were roaring in a far distance from here. But they're definitely moving on the road we are driving. Okay, so we will continue on that road and unfortunately hope that we find something nice. Yeah, I'm just keep looking around. Trying to hear if there's anything. Yeah, so we'll wait a little bit more here. We just have a little signal issue. I apologize for that. I apologize, we're just waiting here a little bit just to make sure that we have signal. As soon as it gets better, we'll keep moving. Yeah, so let's listen what's around us. Yeah, so we're still sitting here. I can't hear much, except for some birds. But it is quite a beautiful morning. So there's currently a beautiful knobthorn tree on our right hand side. It is a beautiful tree to look at when the sun rises, actually. Hopefully if we stay a bit quiet we might hear the lions. That would be great. Then we can have an estimate in which direction they are. Yeah, I apologize again for this slow start. So I don't know if we will be able to see, but the trees underneath that knobthorn or the little bush or magic guaris, they are nice trees in the way that they stay green all year round. And it is quite interesting that you can use the branches as a toothbrush. By breaking the branches, you can get it get a bit soft at the end, and you can use it as a toothbrush if you need so. They are normally more common on sodic areas where the soil is quite salty and fragile. So obviously grass and trees are very important. Gave lots of food to the animals, the prey species. So we're still sitting here. We just have a little signal issue, so I just don't want to move that we lose the feed. But as soon as I hear back from FC, I will make my way. I was saying trees and grass are very important, obviously, because the prey species feed on them, and then the predators eat the prey species, as you know. And the tourists come to see the predators. So everything starts from the food that you found for the prey species. So the grass around us is still quite long, but it will definitely drop as winter continues. So they will be getting shorter and shorter. And generally what happens with food around dams, we're not far from Gary Dam now, at the end of winter there's not much grass left because animals tend to stay around the dam to find water, but also to feed. So they feed quite a lot in that area, so there's not much left at the end of winter. And then the rainy season comes, and it's a big relief for the animals. Obviously, the grass will grow again, and it will be nice and fresh grass for the animals. It is easier though for you to see animals in winter. The reason is obviously the bush is less dense, but also there's less water available for the animals, so they will tend to stick around water dams or water holes. So it's always good to check these areas in winter because most of the animals are dependent on water. Yeah, but both seasons are great. I like summer as well. It's a very nice season for the birds. There's lots of migratory birds coming back, such as the woodland kingfisher, and also birds of prey like the Wahlberg eagle, for example. So summer is very different, very green, very pretty as well, and lots of bird life. So if you are a birder, summer is very nice. Some alarm call at the back of us there. Yeah, sound like a kudu alarm call. Maybe we might go in that direction when we can move and go check that side. Yeah, there's definitely a kudu alarm calling there. It sounds like a bit like a dog barking. I'm not going to try to make the sound. It is quite sad that we can't move now. I would like to go check that side. But remember, we're coming live to you from the African bush. So it is very tricky sometimes. Okay, so we're going to try to move and we'll send you to another location.
I'm at my location. Ooh, it's off. The pied kingfisher is off and away he goes hunting on the other side now. Now I can't see him. Oh, there he is. Dolly is working with the new camera. She's just trying to get used to the new camera. But I'm going to show you something. Bear with me, bear with me. I added a lot of new birds to my list. It was a very birding-focused event that we went to at Marataba. And here we regularly see the dwarf bittern. So that's number one. So this is a dwarfy dove. You can see that one that we're kind of used to. But I managed to see a little bittern, and little bittern is number two. So it's this one here. It's very similar looking, to be honest, to the dwarf bittern in terms of body shape. However, the coloration is completely different and it is slightly larger. So that was very, very exciting to be able to mark the little bittern off. Bear with me, Davi. I'm going to show another bird. I'm going to show you all these birds that I marked off. My fingers are working slightly slower than my mind, so bear with me. There you go, we did it. I also managed to see, here we go, a white-fronted bee-eater, number 2. So we normally see the little bee-eaters here and sometimes the European bee-eaters, but number 2 managed to see the white-fronted bee-eater, which was very, very exciting. And I'm going to turn the page. This is me boasting here about all my birds that I managed to see. Come on, fingers, you can do this. There we go. Number 5, swallowtail bee-eater, and that is this one here. So it's very, very blue. It looks slightly different from the other bee-eaters that we see. And those were just a handful of all the birds that I managed to add to my list this week. We also saw the black-faced waxbill, which was very, very exciting. Okay. Fingers, work, please work. Now, we were just having a look at the pan, the twin of twin dams, Lauren's favourite pan, and it's really remarkable, the change. I mean, I've been gone 2 weeks, or maybe slightly over 2 weeks, and wow, it is so barren, it is so empty. The water levels have dropped quite dramatically, which is naturally what's to be expected in winter. The sun is still hot during the day, evaporation will still take place, animals will still sort of spread the water, and there's no influx, there's no rain, there's no way of delivering more water to this pan. So naturally, as winter continues, it's just going to drop and drop, but I'm surprised at the amount that it's dropped. Sarah, my bird list is really not that impressive. I'm going to be honest enough to say it's just short of 300, but I have to note that during that week at Marataba, just being in a completely different environment, I added about 30 birds to my list, which is just phenomenal. I mean, I was in the presence of a lot of extremely incredible birders. Probably the most incredible birders I've ever met in my entire life. And that was part of the competition. So all the contestants, there were 5 contestants, had to do different challenges as part of the Safari Guide of the Year. And one challenge was, of course, birding. So they sit in a room, it's very dark, it's very silent, and all sort of focus on the screen, and they will look at a projector. And they'll see pictures of birds and they'll have to identify them. Now, that sounds all fairly easy. Well, easy-ish. But the photos are not always clear. Sometimes they're a little bit obscured, or the bird is in a bush, or the bird is far away, or the bird is this size on the projector screen. They have to be able to identify it. Then the next part of that challenge, they have to sort of just look at a blank screen and listen to the calls and identify the bird from the calls. And it was remarkable. Really, really impressive. Birding is something I personally believe that it takes time. It's a layer that you peel back in the bush. You can't know everything about the bush at the start. That's impossible. No matter how good you are, you've got to peel back the layers. It's like an orange. Or maybe not an orange. Which fruit has lots of layers? Tavi! Well done. An onion. There we go. The bush is like an onion. You've got to peel back all the layers before you really sort of can say that you know everything. And a birding's a layer that takes time, many layers within a layer. Learning the winter birds, then learning the migrants, then learning the calls. It's really incredible, but I thoroughly enjoyed all the birding that we did, and I've managed to add some species onto my list that I really never ever thought I would see before. The black-faced waxbill is gorgeous. Look it up. Similar looking to the Cinderella waxbill, but not, obviously. The Cinderella waxbill has a tiny distribution. You only see it in a very, at least in southern Africa, you only see it in a very, very small part of Namibia. I think it goes into Angola, but just talking about southern Africa, it's a tiny distribution, and people travel all the way there just to see the Cinderella waxbill. Okay, we are making our way to leave it. Okay, we are making our way to Chitwa now. It really is winter now. It just really is winter now. It's so barren. I feel like it's void of all life. Of course it's not. It was so lush and so... I can't believe how barren it is. There we go. Now, I haven't heard any updates on Batilda. No one mentioned her. But I'm just going to quickly pop in here and see if we can see signs of her. I don't know if she'll still be around. I don't know any update on her, but let's look. I have missed our dearest battalier. Batilda! Are you home? I bet she's thinking, oh goodness, here is that Scottish girl again. I don't see anything that looks like her. Okay, as I sit here and try and scratch around for my favourite baby bird, we are going to send you over to JP on Bushwalk. Oh, apparently you're not going to JP. You're sticking with me. I was just about to drink some coffee as well. How embarrassing would that have been? But I can't see signs of her. Matilda, where are you? Darby's going to give you a beautiful view of the sunrise all the same. A big ball of gas making its way up high in the sky. The provider of all life. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the sun. Anyway, I'm just going to keep looking around the trees and see if I can see signs of Batilda. You can normally see her outline, and you guys can enjoy the sunrise.
I'm Maggie, also known as Mia My Cat on Twitter. I purchased the Ticket to Dream so that I would make it back to Africa someday, so here I am. I enjoy WildEarth very much. Just the experience it brings to everybody, it just helps everybody cope with things.
If you want to go on safari with a WildEarth guide, whilst honing your bush knowledge and of course featuring in one of our shows, then head over to our website.
My favorite part about today is seeing Mariggs, seeing him stalk the waterbuck and seeing the interaction between the waterbuck and him, and he's just an impressive little guy.
Sign up to be a WildEarth explorer and you could be making your first ever on-screen appearance.
It's very exciting to be on a live drive at Djuma, to see how things work in the back and to be certainly much closer to the animals.
As one of the industry's best and Fagasa endorsed training institutes, NJ Moorfield Guide College produces professional guides of exceptional caliber and gives students from around the world an incredible experience. NJ Moore offers courses to suit all types of interests. The full-length career course results in a Fagasa accredited qualification and the option of a 6-month internship at one of Moore Family Collection's luxury safari lodges. Shorter courses are a great introduction for those considering a career in field guiding or even a life-enriching experience in your gap year. With spaces still available in July, Don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to live your African dream.
My name is Ross and I'm a field guide at andBeyond Phinda Private Game Reserve. I love getting questions from guests on WildEarth because I love sharing and learning information about nature with new people, and it also makes me feel like you're all joining me in real life. If you want to ask a question on WildEarth, then you need to register on our website. Once registered, go to our live safari page and submit your question below our live feed.
Yeah, so we're still there. We saw the kudus crossing the road. There were the kudu probably alarm calling earlier. I'm just going to wait a bit before we go down. I'm a bit scared we will lose signal in that ditch there. So they were alarm calling earlier, but now they seems very relaxed. So what I might do is continue on that road a bit later on, and then find the first road on the left and cut in the block. We will obviously stop from where they are now and have a look as well. It is a big advantage point that we are now on top of that road. It makes it a bit easier for us to look around, even if the bush is quite still thick. So I'm still scanning on the side just to see if I can't see anything. We also saw some ground hornbill here. I think it was yesterday morning. It was in the same area. David, you would like to know which antelope species have the largest horn? In this area it will definitely be the kudu. Very impressive to watch them fight. And what happens when two bulls fight, sometimes the horns can get locked in, and that's a bit of a problem because they might die because they will be stuck together and not be able to feed, and obviously they might die. I was trying to look actually a few days ago the kudu's horn are, but I didn't find any good answers on that. So any of you knows how heavy the horns of kudus are, please let me know. But they're very long. And how to know if they're completely mature? You will see kudus horn turn, they make like soft turn, and when they reach free turn, this is where they are at their biggest. Still can't see nothing except for the kudus. But as soon as we can continue, we will go back, drive on this road and see what we can find, and then cut in the block. It is a beautiful morning though, the sun is rising now, the colors are getting brighter, and hopefully we get lucky today. Yesterday was nice with the lions. But I really hope to find a leopard today. I was very lucky on my first day with 2 different leopards in the day. Then after that, not much luck for me. Alan, yes, the scenery is stunning. I know it's not the best now, we're just staying there and looking around, but it is beautiful. It's a beautiful part of South Africa, what we call the Lowveld. And what is amazing actually is that the scenery change between summer and winter. It's very different. So there's a bit of different sceneries for everyone. In this region, in the Greater Kruger Park, it's so big. The Greater Kruger Park is about 2 million hectares in total, and everywhere you drive, the scenery change. So us, we're currently in the Sabi sands at Djuma, but it forms part of the Greater Kruger Park, Greater Kruger National Park. Oh, is it? I think crested barbet there. It will be difficult to see, but maybe we can try. It's jumping in that tree there, you can see. Yeah, this one. I hope it will still be there. If you can see, he's on that branch there. It's a bit difficult to see, it's quite far. It's a little yellow patch. Yeah, I think it's a crested barbet. Yes, there it goes up on the branch there. It's a beautiful bird. Yeah, but unfortunately he's moving a lot in this bush. I apologize, it's a bit difficult to see. Okay, so I can make my way, will go down. Yeah, I apologize, sometimes we can't move too much because of the signal. As you know, we're reporting live from the African bush and it gets a little bit tricky sometimes. But I will make sure, if we don't find nothing here, that I will stay in an area where we get good signal and see if we can find any type of animal in that area. I just had to come check here because the kudus were alarm calling and it's very important to So just to come back to the hippo, until what age they suckle. It's actually, someone wanted to know until what age the hippo suckle. It's up to 8 months. So yeah, and then they will start feeding on grass. Yes.
I'm just concerning how she's mobile to the southeast.
There was a little currican thrush crossing the road, but now he went just behind the tree. If it comes back, I will try to show it to you, but now he's flying away. Darcy, you would like to know whereabout I am on Djuma. I drove alongside, I think it is Gary Cut Line, and then I turned west on the northern boundary. So yeah, I'm in the northeast corner of Djuma, if I'm not mistaken. The only issue here is that it's a very nice road, but there's a few little ditch, as you can see on the road, and when we go down sometime in this ditch, we might lose signal, which is normal. And so we now making sure that we can get you to another feed, and then we will continue. So I'm getting a bit better now with the roads. Not 100%, but it's getting there. Okay, so let's see if we can start moving, and hopefully we'll be lucky. I'm just going to go a little bit forward and see if there's no other type of bird. I can't go too far down, unfortunately, but just a few meters. There was a little hurricane thrush, which is a nice little bird that was jumping around here. Maybe we can try to relocate it. I don't have any visual of it right. This is why sometimes birds are important. When we can't find a big animal, so we're stuck in one area, we can always look at birds. Maybe I'm just going to stay quiet a little while and we'll try to see what we can hear. I don't know if you heard that, but we could hear the hippo in the dam there. Oh, there's a little hurricane thrush. I don't know, it's a bit far. I don't know if you can see it, Morgan. On the ground, moving down there. Yeah, in that direction. It's just beyond that. There we go. If I'm not mistaken, that's a hurricane thrush. I don't see them very often. Where I live, I never saw one. It's just jumping around there, running around.
We're just waiting to get into a sighting. So as I sit on the radio, we're just going to give you some beautiful morning views of the bush. I'm just going to move over. Bear with me, Darby. Okay, we're going to slowly navigate into the sighting. WildEarth making their way towards Maribs. Station on Lockwood, Mareeb's coming.
Go ahead, acknowledge.
I'm on Chitwa New Driveway. How far down are you guys?
From Chitwa Driveway, right in the middle of the block, if I'm not mistaken. But you can follow the move on Konzo on Chitwa New Driveway. You'll book us.
Copy.
So we did turn left into the block here. We're basically driving a bit towards Galagopan. We will check Galagopan and then also check a bit further west in that block as well. At least we're back in an area where we'll normally have good signal. So I'm sure lots of you are happy to have Lauren back. Arrived. I apologize, the road is a little bit bumpy here. We're turning towards Galagopan. Just passing some impalas on our right. Hello. It seems very relaxed, so saying that you never know. You can't see the predators all the time. Saying that you never know. You can't see the predators all the time, especially when the predators are stalking them. for the first few days I was on the vehicle called Wendy, and today I am on Rusty. So I'm also getting to know Rusty. It's the first time I'm driving this car, this vehicle. It is quite a privilege. I know so many great guides have driven this car. So I just arrived at Kalagopan. I'm just going to show you quickly, but unfortunately there's not much. It is a bit early, so the animal won't be drinking too much, but they might be staying around the water holes. Okay, let's continue. So I will continue to drive around in this area and then maybe head a bit more on the west direction, and then try to listen a bit on the radio if there's any updates. Okay, so we will send you to Lauren and to see if you have any updates.
Well, I have been trying to get into a Marib sighting, and look who I have found. Hello, guys. I thought you would be a little bit happier than this, but that's okay. I'm happy to see you lots. I have many questions for you. Why are you dining on little Gowrie? Why? I don't even know who this is yet. Is it Ntima? Are we able to just go a little bit closer to the adult's ears, Dov? I think this could be Ntima and her little one, and we've also got another adult just over to the left. Oh, it's so good to see you. Tell me everything. I believe they chased Maribs, or Maribs chased them, or something along those lines. But I'm so glad we bumped into them. Tandy's also been sighted this morning, so it's turned into a really, really busy morning. But I am going to spend just a little bit of time with the hyenas. It's so good to see them. Davi and I actually spent some time at a brown hyena den in Marataba. And it was very, very different looking from what we are used to. It wasn't necessarily a termite mound, it was burrows into the ground. And the smell. Davi, how would you describe it?
Stinky.
Stinky. I would say it's a little bit worse than stinky. It was absolutely horrendous. I have never, ever had a pong in my nostrils quite like that. The spotties definitely don't smell like that. Isn't this precious? My first drive back and I bump into you guys. Oh, hello. You see the other one, Dov? I have no idea who it is. The long grass is not really doing us any favors here. I think it's a sub-adult. Or a youngster. So if this really is Ntima, maybe some of you can assist me here, then we are in the middle of Chitwa. We're actually on the eastern side of Chitwa, getting a little bit closer to Cheetah Plains. So maybe this is not Ntima. I just can't tell from here, I'm afraid. me see if I can use my binos. Well, it's definitely not June, that's for sure. No ear is flopping over. Oh boy, I've missed these guys. But moving away from the den was always going to happen, and for those of you that are new to WildEarth, this happened with the previous year's offspring. When Corky was a matriarch, the exact same thing happened. They all start to get mobile, and just things change. They're not den-bound anymore. They're following adults. They're learning how to be a hyena. Mandy, you're asking how big does a hyena clan get? Very, very good question. The Djuma clan is really small. There's only 5 adult females in this sort of matriarchal hierarchy. And naturally, there's all the sub-adults and the cubs. But if you think of the Masai Mara, I mean, when I was with the North clan, it was 70 odd strong, and I believe it's way higher than that now. It's in the 80s. I don't know the exact number. Bless me, sorry everyone. But it's huge. It's really, really, really big, that clan. And when you're sitting trying to learn who is who and ID everyone, is definitely not the easiest task in the world. I also believe there's a hyena clan that has reached numbers around 120. So they can get really, really big, but it's going to depend on a number of factors. It's going to depend on the environment that they're in. For example, here in the Sabi Sands, it's a lot different from the Masai Mara. It's going to depend on competition, resources. So many other sort of external factors will affect the clan size, but the Djuma clan is particularly small. Okay, I think we're just going to sit here a little bit longer with our gorgeous spotties and try and see if we can figure out who they are.
As the sun goes down in Africa, for many, the day has just begun. WildEarth is ready for the next brand new concept, and this time, it's at night. A specialized thermal drone will take to the air under the cover of darkness. As it flies above the bush, it will be searching for hotspots on the ground.
We might have a leopard on the far right of this group of hyena.
The ground team will then be called to identify the animal.
It is a warthog. That's exactly what it is. So there we go. It was a warthog that was running away from... Sorry, Warty.
And of course, it is at this time when the big cats are on the hunt.
Yeah, James just head a little bit more left.
Okay, copy. I'm going to go north around on Impala Road.
Okay, the lions are on the move, guys. Lions are chasing the wildebeest.
WildEarth is looking for a sponsor who can help turn this show into a long-running series. If you are interested, then head over to our website to find out more. wildearth.tv/sponsors. Across southern and East Africa, the Endangered Wildlife Trust works tirelessly to save species, protect critical habitats, and benefit people. Join the EWT in returning wildlife to the wild. Go to ewt.org.za to find out more and follow our socials to see how you can get involved. Protecting forever, together.
I love being a cam-up for WildEarth. The animals coming right up close to you, especially like lions. Sometimes you get nervous, but you have to go with the flow. My favorite animal to film is the elephant because of how big it is. But when it's really up close to you, it's one animal that you would say, I really respect you.
Guys, just watch what's happening. See, watch the elephant, watch the lions. See, the first ones to run are the cubs. Can you see them? They are right here. I'm not sure how scared you were, but I was quite nervous. But absolutely incredible.
Expect the unexpected here on WildEarth daily.
I'm still here with our clan members, and it's not Intima. Is that you, Quarks? Someone with very, very tatted ears. I haven't had a good look at the cub yet, but it's got a very black face. Braveheart has a really dark face for a cub. So I'm wondering if that's who we're looking at. It's definitely not Intima. Her ears are perfect, as we all know. Might not stay that way for long, but for now, her ears are perfect. Can anyone help? Can anyone assist here? I think this could be Cork's. If you look at her left ear, you can see there's a little sort of, the tip looks like it's missing, and then there's a little tear. It's not quite ribbon-esque. I think it could be Cork's. Hi, guys! And there's another sub-adult here that I can't figure out who it is yet. I wonder if it could be Sutu. Happy hyena. Are you a happy hyena? I'm a happy hyena. And these guys are a happy hyena. It is so good to see them. We literally just drove into them. I did not know they were here. We're supposed to be in a Marib sighting by now. And they're just in the long grass, and we've drove into them. And this just shows you what's happening now. So because they're not den-bound, they're not sitting at that termite mound that we all know so well, the cubs are moving, and they're just spending time in areas like this, nestled in amongst the long grass, staying close together for body heat. But what a treat. I miss them, and I miss the den days terribly. But this is just how it goes. And sadly, this is when we start to lose cubs, just like little Shimbulu. And this is just the way that it is for hyenas. Their survival rate isn't actually that high. From the birthing process right through to adulthood, they do suffer loss. And the young are altricial. These little cubs do require the den. They do require staying protected inside.
How does one matriarch handle so many clan members?
From?
Nature bird.
Nature bird, I'm sorry, we are having lots of technological issues on our side this morning, but nature bird, she doesn't handle them per se. So because it is a matriarchal dominated society, it really is female driven. The males are on the back burner when it comes to spotted hyenas, shall we say. And because they are such big, powerful animals, I mean, they are huge. When I did go to see little Shimbulu and say my goodbyes, I was surprised at how large he was. They are really big animals with lots of power behind them. And it's essentially, if they were all running amok, they could be really destructive. If they were all just causing chaos out here. So most animals that do have a social structure have it to maintain order. Just like lions. Just like elephants, just like hyenas. It maintains order within the species, and therefore, as long as everyone sits at exactly what rank they're supposed to in that proverbial ladder, the matriarch just asserts her dominance by behaving extremely dominant and ensuring that every other individual acts submissive to her. She will assert aggression. She will become aggressive if she needs to be, and that's because exactly what I just said, she needs to be. She needs to always maintain her rank as the matriarch, and that's how she does it. She's aggressive and she'll assert her dominance at all times. So she's not necessarily handling the clan, but just like an elephant matriarch, she's leading the clan. She's ensuring everyone knows hello, good morning. If only they knew how happy we were to see them. So it's just all about that ladder. It's obviously not a real ladder, but it's just everyone fitting into their place. As soon as one hyena, one female starts to act out of rank, That's when trouble will result. If she starts acting far too dominant for her position, or even if she starts to act far too submissive, other hyenas will take advantage of her. It's all about maintaining order, maintaining structure within the clan. Otherwise, it really would be chaos out here. Imagine hyenas just running everywhere. No one asserting dominance over them, no one scolding them, no one teaching them. That is a really large skull. Sonia, you're asking?
Have you heard about Judy lately?
Sonia, I've not been here. This is my first day back, I'm afraid. So no, I haven't. I've been gone for about 2 and a bit weeks, so I won't be able to answer any questions on what has happened, I'm afraid. But I shall try to find out about everyone, keep my tabs on everyone. The dam cam's a really good tool for that. Just keeping an eye on who passes by. Because as I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, we will lose some cubs. They're not all going to make it to adulthood, which is very sad to think about, but they won't. So at least in the dam cam, we can keep an eye on who's moving where at night time. I've missed these peaceful scenes. We used to spend hours watching the hyena cubs suckle. Hours and hours. I'm also not sure why they've shifted south. The Elephant Plains clan members also spend time on Chitwa and Little Gowrie, but for some reason the entire Djuma clan have gravitated south. Ribbon started spending a lot of time down here. It's obviously driven by food. So a high amount of leopard action down here. And obviously at the time, Shimbulu and Ngwazi gravitated towards here, and Tima tends to follow Ribbon, and naturally they all follow Ribbon. And all of a sudden, they're now dining on Little Gowrie. So they really have gravitated south of Djuma, and that's why we're not seeing them so much. If you think of all the leopards that use Chitwalanga, Shasha, Maribs, Tandi, Stabui, Kuchava, there's a lot of leopard action in this area. And a lot of food. Hyenas absolutely do hunt, but naturally it's winter. Resources are not as plentiful, tension is high. I think we are looking at Sutu. I'm going to go with Sutu for this other one. Chris, you're asking how do they survive winter? They're mammals, so they're endothermic, which means they don't get their body heat from the sun. They're not ectothermic, and they're fueled by their metabolism, just like us. So when we're hungry, when we're cold, we tend to do two things, and that's eat. We become hungrier. We eat a lot. That's my excuse in winter. I need to eat to keep warm, but So they need to eat a lot, which means they're fueling their metabolism, and the metabolism is generating heat, and also move. When you're cold, you can do 10 star jumps and all of a sudden you feel a little bit warmer, and that's because your muscles are also generating heat for the body. Hyenas are exactly the same. They will also get a little bit of sun during the day, top up on the old vitamin D, and they'll rest mostly during the day, nestled in a little warm spot. And at night time, because it is colder, that's when they're going to be mobile. They're going to be moving to keep warm. They're going to be eating to keep warm. If you stand still in the cold, you tend to get colder, but if you keep moving, you tend to stay warm, and it's exactly the same for these animals. Chris Rogue, I haven't heard your name in a long time. Hello there. I hope you are well and staying safe. You've confirmed as Corks and Braveheart. I thought so. It's good to see little Braveheart. She has a very dark face. I know you can't see her very well right now, but she has an extremely black face. And that's why Braveheart's so easy to identify from her really dark face. She's also quite dark in the body as well. She's got a lot of dark spots and dark patches. So if you're struggling to identify the hyena cubs, if you look for the one with the sort of darkest face, that'll be Braveheart. You see, I know you can't really see her face from here. It's not the best angle. So it's just going to be a case of trying to catch up with them when we can these days. Take what we can get with the Djuma clan. Hey, Corks. Okay, I'm going to figure out what is going on with Mr. Mareebs, because I'm actually supposed to be in that sighting now. But for now, we'll sit tight with Corks.
So, we just passed Sandy Patch. We found a vulture in the tree. There's a second one on the right hand side, a bit further. But obviously, we are not here because there's the kill. I think we're just warming up in the morning to start flying and see what we can find. They are very big birds. So this would be a white-backed vulture. It's always a good indication to look at them when they fly, because sometimes when you see them going down, you would know that there is a kill in that area. So what they will do now, it's when the air gets a bit warmer, they will warm themselves and start flying and take some altitude to look where the prey are. Anyway, I think I'm going to continue. He might fly away when I start the car or pass him now, so I apologize for that. Maybe a quick front look of this vulture. They are very large. I had an experience one day where I saw one dead impala be eaten by about 30 vulture. So that impala wasn't killed by a predator, and the vulture finished it very quickly. Just looking around what's happening. So we're still with this vulture here that we found, but I think we're going to make our way now down toward Gary, Maine, Triple M and then Gary Main, and see what we can find there. Not much luck for me this morning. Hopefully it will change. I like these open areas. Make it a little bit easier to spot animals, obviously, as it's less dense. Shante, you would like to know if it takes long for me to learn the road that I'm driving on. Yeah, it takes a while, I must say. I've been here now for 3 full days. That's my 4th day, I think. And yeah, I'm still learning. I mean, I'm getting better at it, but I still have some time to ask Morgan, who's with me on the vehicle, where does this road goes. But it is normal, but it will get better with time. You know, you need to be a bit patient. And this is why maybe sometimes I struggle to find a certain leopard, because I'm not really aware of a territory where they are. But I'm working on it. I would like to thank you for your patience. But I've been quite lucky at the beginning, and with Alliance was quite good as well. But the thing what happens when you drive and you start not seeing much is that you get a bit frustrated, and it's not easy. You want to do the best that you can. So but this is why it's important to know the roads well. It makes it easier to find certain animals that tend to stay in that area. So now we're not far where Cara was with the kill a few days ago. So maybe she's back in that area, we never know. It's always ideal when you drive and you find leopard or lions on the road, but it's not always the case. You have to have a bit of luck. We're going to continue, and we'll send you to Lauren, who's in Chitwa.
Look who we have studying the impala, might I add. Mr. Maribs. Now this is why people call me the crazy Misi lady, because I was supposed to be with Maribs a long time ago, and then I came across the hyenas. So I let everyone on the radio know, I've got the hyenas, and everyone is very puzzled. But why are you not coming to the leopard? Because I've got my hyenas. So yes, that's why I'm known as a crazy Misi lady. But hello, Maribs. Oh, we're gonna watch these impala now. Mm-hmm. Now, he's definitely got bigger. I have not seen Maribs in quite some time, actually. But in all fairness, when you come across Maribs, he's still small. You can tell he's still a sub-adult. Immediately, the paws are huge. But you do know that he's not an adult. I don't quite know if that conveys on your screen. But he's small. He's got a lot of growing to do, that's for sure. Now, Tandy's not too far as well. She's on Chitwa. So hopefully we can maybe see her as well if they decide to reunite. Is it good to see him, Davi?
Hey.
Reeves, I could be wrong, but I do think the impala see you. They don't look overjoyed, as I am. I'm just going to make sure the East know that I'm not on my way to Tandy. Station on lock with Tandy. I'm going to pull out and stay here with Mareebs on Gowrie Main. Yes, Mareebs, I think your spots have been spotted, my friend. And this is another thing that makes it challenging for leopards in winter. It's barren. You can see for miles. So although they're camouflage, impala also have great eyesight, as do other antelope species. And therefore it's not so easy for them to stalk in ambush anymore. And that's why you can feel the tension in the air in winter. It's tense. Competition is rife. The predators are all stealing from one another. Every single time I go on social media, which is not too often, there's a story about a lion stealing a leopard's kill, or a male leopard coming from another leopard's kill. They're all stealing one another. And yet hyenas have the terrible reputation for doing that. They all do it, especially in winter. It's cold. Stalking becomes a lot more difficult. The antelope species are not so young anymore. Hello? Okay, he's gonna cross. If we go down this hill, unfortunately, our signal might get a little bit wobbly. Sorry, I'm just trying to communicate with Davi which way we should go. He's gone into this block. What do you think? Mulvanini?
I think he's going to Tandy.
Okay. Trying to make a plan. He's gone up here. And Tandy's just here as well. I think they're going to reunite. And we want to be there when we do. Do a loop around. I have a funny feeling we're also going to bump into Miss Tandy. Mareebs has crossed back into Chitwa at the Mulvanini, just east of the Mulvanini. Okay, let's see what we can find going around here. Into the Andy sighting.
You're right. Thanks. This one fun just on this sort of like over. I mean, sort of like a hill. He's lying down there, visualizing that bumper.
just going to turn off and give you guys some views. There's 2 sightings happening around here.
Nigel. Yes. Sorry, but you were calling. I was busy. Call my longer. Space for you, but and also my read just joined now. And if you copy is right here, busy wearing right on the right hand side of my mobile. No, exactly.
Okay, I think my leaves might have popped back out again. Elton, are we still live? Having lots of comms problems this morning, I'm afraid. I brought the animals, but not the technological luck, that's for sure. Down in the Mulwanini. He's popping out. Someone's popping out. We got them. You see that, Dove? I don't know if this is Tandy or Maribs. It's all becoming very confusing. You just see them there, Dove. There's two leopards. Elton, I'm not hearing anything from you. Are you able to give us confirmation if we're live or not? Apparently we are still live, I'm afraid. We're having very big trouble this morning. However, you have just managed to watch Tandy and Mareebs interact. I can't see Mareebs anymore. Is he gone down, Dove? I've got visual of both Tandy and Mareebs if you keep coming forward. Or at least we've got visuals of Tandy. Standing by. I can't copy you at all. We've got both Tandy and Mareebs here, just on the western side of the Mulwanini, up the embankment.
Yeah, copy that. I'm close to you now. Best for me to join as a third then.
A firm, I believe, so only 2 vehicles on lock.
Lovely, thanks. First I come in Mulwanini.
Negative. Come on, Tambalink.
Okay, coming in.
So good to see them. First day back, I get to spend time with the Djuma clan and Tandy and Mareebs. So I believe that message was that he has a bamba. Or one of them has a bamba, which means one of them has a kill. But unfortunately, our eastern channel really doesn't work so well. Okay, we're going to try and reposition, see if we can get a better view of Mareebs. For now, over to Cedric.
That's so very nice to hear that Lauren found 2 leopards. This is quite nice. So we found ourselves a battler sitting on that dead tree there. It was facing us, but now just turned around. They are beautiful birds. Very bright colors on the beak and the legs. They are quite big. Their wingspan can go up to just under 190 centimeters. And when they stand like that, they will be about 63-65 centimeters high. They are one of my favorite birds to take pictures, actually. They are very beautiful. It's easier to identify them if it's a male or female when they fly. Now it is a bit far. It's quite difficult for me to know if it's a female or male. But when they fly, the female will have a wing. The underneath of the wing will be mostly white with a very thin layer of black at the bottom of the wing, and the male will be half black and half white. If you look at that picture now on your screen, you can see that could be a beautiful picture taken with your camera, with the dead branches and the bird sitting on it with all the different colors. So they also called a short-tailed eagle sometime. The reason is that when they get to adult stage, they lose their tail. So basically you don't really see a tail when they fly. But however, when they are younger, they still have a little piece of tail that you can see. And one easy way to identify them when they fly is they're a bit unstable when they turn. So it's not a smooth turn, it's always going a little bit down and then turning not very smoothly. So this is quite a nice way to identify battler when they fly. other eagles will turn much smoother in the air. I can see here a leopard in the distance actually. It was quite far, but I just heard one now. Yes, you would like to know if the word battler is French. Yes, it is. I am not sure the meaning of it though, funny enough. But it is, yes, from the French language. I think it's a battler is someone who try to balance on something. This is why maybe it is a bit clumsy when this bird flies and try to turn when they turn in the air. It look a bit clumsy, but maybe this might be the meaning. I am not really sure the meaning of battler because it's not a very common French word, but it is definitely French. Don't know if you can hear, there's also a woodpecker in the far distance. It's getting a bit warmer now, so we'll start hearing a bit more birds as well. We're getting a little bit more active. But one thing interesting with battlers is that we often think that the first birds that arrive to a kill would be the vultures, but actually, generally the tawny eagle and the battlers are one of the first to get to the kills. If a lion's killed something, they will find it often before the vultures. It looks like it's going to stay here for a while now. Maybe we'll start flying later and try to see what he can find. They like to eat snake as well, so they have a different type of food. I apologize for that, just another vehicle just passed us. Yes, battlers are spectacular birds. I agree with you, it's one of the most beautiful birds in the bush. Well, there's lots of beautiful birds in the bush, but the battler is really, really spectacular. Yeah, so they weigh about 2.2 kilograms. Obviously, birds need to be light to be able to fly. However, one bird, which is the heaviest flying bird, would be the curry bustard, can weigh up to 18 kilograms. So yesterday we saw a saddlebill stork. I was telling you it's one of the tallest birds in the bush. It is, but actually the ostrich will be taller, obviously. But the difference between an ostrich and saddlebill stork is that the ostrich can't fly. So I would say the saddlebill stork would be one of the tallest flying bird in the bush. Okay, so let's continue, if that's fine with you. We will head east alongside Gary, Maine, and see what we can find. I know that Lauren got great sighting there with the leopards. Hopefully we will get lucky as well. Yeah, so let's drive down there and see what we can find. Maybe check Treehouse Dam or Twin Dam. Okay, so driving on one of the main road now, on the boundary. I think maybe what we'll do, continue on that road and go check Treehouse Dam. Might get a bit bumpy. It is less windy than yesterday afternoon, so which is quite nice. It's a little bit more pleasant to drive. Still looking around and not much here. Fortunately, might have got in the wrong direction this morning. I'm going to get off the main road and go inside the block on the left.
I'm not taking photos this time, everyone. Sorry about that. I didn't think we were live. That must have been a blast for all of your eardrums. But it may make you feel better to know that the photos were diabolical. Yes, they were terrible. I tried to capture the essence of the moment, but failed dismally. So sorry, everyone. At least we weren't saying anything naughty, right, Davi? Mm-hmm. But we are struggling with comms, so bear with us. We're going to do our very best to just stay in this sighting and fight all the nasty gremlins that are really after us this morning and spend time with our queen, Miss Tandy. Now, there's bushes moving just down there, and that's where Mareebs is, so he's very close by. They've just obviously had their tender mummy-son moment, and now they're giving each other some personal space, which is necessary when you have a mom like Tandy. Isn't she fabulous? So really, she's fabulous. She looks old. Her appearance as a female older leopardess looks old. You can tell. You can look for the signs and you would know immediately that you're looking at an older leopardess, but she's thriving. And she's done such a good job with Mareebs. She lost 2. I think it was Tristan that found those first 2. It appeared that they both didn't survive, and then of course Mareebs also had a sister. She also didn't survive. And she's done extremely well. Mareebs is thriving. And she'll be pushing him to spend more time on his own, to be more independent. And that's normal, that's natural. The snarls, the growls. If you have a needy leopard that just wants mommy all the time, it's not going to be a very good leopard. Leopards are predominantly solitary. I do think they're a little bit more social than the literature sort of states. But we're only really just learning a lot about these animals. They are shy and elusive by nature. And I firmly believe we've got a lot more to learn about many of the species out here. We like to think we know it all as humans, but we don't. And an interesting sort of perspective that I picked up from my stint at Marataba, one of the discussions, we spend all day looking for these cats. Leopards and lions driving round and round and round and making ourselves go crazy, actually. Sometimes we come back to camp feeling absolutely frustrated and crazy and, we weren't very successful out there. But we drive past the Franklins all the time. We see Frankolinos, we just drive past them. Don't really pay too much attention to them. But if you think about the leopards, the Franklins know exactly where these leopards are almost all the time, even the lions. They know where they are. Yet we're not really paying attention to the Franklins, are we? And neither are the leopards. The leopards aren't really paying attention to the Franklins. Yes, they'll eat a Franklin if they can, but it's not really what they want. So the Franklins know exactly where the predators are. But that's not their worry. Their worry is the aerial predators. They're worried about the raptors that are going to come swoop down and take them and kill them. So do they care about the leopards? Not so much. They'll alarm call, yes. But that's not their main worry. They have other worries, yet they know where these predators are. And here we are driving around every single day ignoring those Franklins. They have all the information, but we're ignoring them. We're too busy looking for the cats. It's all about perspective here. They all live in their own little phenomena. They have their own little bubble with different priorities. And it's amazing. We look at these animals that hold all the information, and yet we just can't get that information out of them. We can't understand them. Here we are just driving loop after loop after loop looking for the cats. It's all about perspective. It was definitely an interesting conversation we had during our wonderful week at Marataba. It's not the best views. We're going to have to navigate around some vehicles here. But I'd like to see them interact again. Maybe I can attempt to get a decent photo this time. Wouldn't that be lovely? Would you look at that visual? 1 out of 5. I wonder if we could reposition. Davi's shaking his head.
Maybe here for Mareeps.
Okay. I'll try and go forward just a tad and see if we can see Mareeps. He was just at the base of this tree here. I think it's a dead knobthorn. Let's try and see if we can see him. I need to make sure I don't drive right off the edge here. Can you see him, Dove? Okay, my cameraman's got the eyes. Oh, yes, I see him. Again, visual, 1 out of 5. Oh, there we go. Hello, you. You're such a mama's boy, aren't you? Is he eating something? I did hear someone had a bamba. Bamba here means kill. Funny feeling he could be eating something. Maybe that's it. We're not going to share with Mama, though, are we? Sharing is not caring when you're a leopard. We also saw some leopards at Marataba. Very skittish, only at night time. Fleeting glimpses. And again, it put things into perspective for me, how lucky we are here in the sands. And I don't mean me personally lucky, I mean all of us, all of you guys that are on the back of my safari vehicle right now, because I am showing you guys the leopards, and you're here on the back bumbling with Davi and I. Because like I said, leopards are shy and elusive by nature. They're just extremely habituated here, and it's not the case across the board. He's definitely eating something. Paul, you're asking, will Maribs be a better hunter than his mom? I have no idea. That is an excellent question. Maribs, Paul is asking if you're going to be a better hunter. Maribs says yes, for sure. But really, I couldn't possibly ask that question. I mean, they have to be excellent hunters to survive. They're solitary. They can't rely on their clan or their pride or their pack. They really only have themselves. So they have to be skilled at hunting. And it doesn't have to be the biggest sort of species of prey. It doesn't have to be the biggest Ngala or the biggest impala ram. They can hunt small things a lot more regularly and still survive and thrive. They can hunt the francolins that don't care about them. They can hunt 10 francolins in a day and survive and thrive. Now, hunting is a skill that they must have. Got to rely on their camouflage, the stalk, the ambush. Otherwise, all the prey that they're after will see them coming, and they'll go, 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 go. And they'll be gone. The other vehicles are laughing at me. That was a francolin, by the way. But generally speaking, he will be an excellent hunter, but do not underestimate Tandy. Tandy is a fantastic huntress. Back in the day, she used to have 3 kills in 3 separate trees in the Mulwati, just like Miss Kalamba. Oh, that looks delicious. What do you have, young boy? Oh no, don't tell me he's gone down into the Mulwanini. Because if we go down, we might be able to go and look up. Hold on. Ah, he's away in the Mulwanini. Yep, that cat is off. I'm going to go down. Oh no, he's coming back up again. He's coming up. Yeah, I'm going to go this way. Nigel is telling me to drive right off the embankment. I don't think that's a good idea. I'm going to ignore that piece of advice. He's coming up the other side. Let's see if we can find them before everyone else does. Okay, I'm just going to try and go down here. you see him, Dove? Neither can I. He's definitely here somewhere.
Entirely sure I can get down to the bottom here, but I'm going to try. What do you think, Darby? Obviously not a good idea. Let me just pop my nose in. Let me just scan. Okay, change of plan. We're going to look around and see if we can catch up with Mr. Marips.
The annual Safari Guide of the Year competition aims to create awareness for those men and women who dedicate their lives to tourism and wildlife. This year's event will be held at Marataba, a breathtaking privately managed section of the Marakele National Park in South Africa's Limpopo province. In celebration of this, WildEarth and Marataba Luxury Lodges are offering all explorers a chance to win a 3-night stay at Marataba Safari Lodge for you and a friend. In addition to a spectacular land-based safari, Marataba Luxury Lodges offer an opportunity for guests to cruise peacefully along the Matlabas River, watching the animals as they drink and wallow. The lodge offers you a chance to lie by the pool or enjoy a spa treatment, and one night could be spent sleeping out under the stars in a luxurious treehouse. Sign up to be a WildEarth explorer before the 30th of June, and it could be you heading off on a long-awaited getaway. WildEarth Explorers. It's in your nature. The Wildlife and Environment Society of South Africa, WESA, encourages people to care for the earth. Through innovative projects, they aim to reverse the serious issues that we face in the world today. One of these projects is Green Coast, a proudly South African award for sensitive and well-managed coastal sites. This sustainability project protects our national coastlines while providing unemployed youth with a love for their environment and a hope for the future. WESA is a membership and volunteer-supported organisation. Every supporter is helping to change the only earth we have. Visit our website to see how you can help care for our earth.
It's a huge privilege to be in these incredible places with these amazing animals. I love filming lions. When they do get up and do something, it's always spectacular. When they are playing, are incredibly fun to watch, especially subalterns and cubs. I love being in the bush and working in these incredible places with these amazing animals. We want to bring it to you so that you can almost feel like you're right there and be able to experience it and enjoy it the way we are.
Yeah, so we are still at Treehouse Dam. But I think we might leave, it's very quiet. There is a beautiful lilac-breasted roller, but it is a bit far in the marula across the dam. So if you zoom in, maybe Morgan, it's the marula straight in front of us. I'm not sure, it might be a bit too far to see. The lowest branch. The lowest branch on the left. There we go. Well spotted. A beautiful bird, lilac-breasted roller. I'm sure lots of you know them, and it is a beautiful bird to take pictures. But anyway, I think we will continue and look what's happening a bit in front of us. It is getting a bit warm now, so it's nice for us. There we go. Something nice. An elephant crossing the road, and also one of them on our left, busy feeding there, and on our, it must be a bit everywhere around us, probably. Yeah, finally we found something big. Been looking for birds this morning, and now we found some elephants. You can see they use their trunk to bring the leaves that they are eating now in their mouth. So they are the biggest terrestrial mammal that you found. It can weigh for a big bull up to 6 tons. This one is quite funny, looks like he doesn't have a lot of hair on his tail. It seems like he lost a bit of his hair. It's not very thick. So they obviously can hear very well, smell very well. Their eyesight are also good, but maybe a little bit less developed than the two other senses. So they can see very clearly up to about 50 meters. I just hope that he's going to take out his head from this bush, but apparently he's enjoy hiding behind this bush there. I think it would be a young bull. You can see when he lifts his trunk like that also is to smell, but now he might feed. Their trunks are huge. It's very big and very powerful. You can have between 50,000 to 100,000 muscle in the trunk. Something interesting, there's a fork-tailed drongo that just arrived. So the fork-tailed drongo is just on the left tree there. Why the fork-tailed drongo, that little bird? Oh no, there you go. There he is. They like to follow animals around. The reason why is that this elephant, when he walks on the grass, he will disturb some grasshoppers and other insects. So then this little drongo there will take this opportunity to catch them. Oh, look at him using his trunk there to take out all his leaf. He's going to pull. There we go. Okay, so we're going to continue. I will send you to JP, who would like to say hello.
Good morning. morning and welcome to WildEarth. We're live at Eco Training Pridelands and out on bushwalk. So for the last few hours, we've been spending our time looking at some tracks, trees and some birds around the dam over here. So my name is JP LaRue and behind the camera we've got Mpho. So one of the tracks that we would like to share with you was our hippo that we found actually over here yesterday. This track is quite often confused with that of a rhino. One of the reasons is because it's very similar in size. So if you look at the back end of the track and the toes are stopping right over here, it's probably roughly some 24 centimeters in size. However, if we do look at the number of toes, we can always count 1, 2, 3 and 4 toes and then very quickly identify this as a hippopotamus, as rhinos actually have 3 toes. So quite often when we do look at ungulates, animals that walk on the tip of their toes, we classify them as odd or even-toed ungulates. So in this case, the hippo is an even-toed ungulate, where the rhino is a odd-toed ungulate. And their closest relatives are actually horses, which has got a single toe. It's also quite interesting that many of the odd-toed ungulates originated from ancestors that actually had 5 toes, and as they evolved and became more advanced, they went from 5 to 3 toes and eventually to a single toe. Coming back to the hippo, just to give you an idea, probably close by to 1.5 meters in height, and they can weigh up to 3,600 kilograms, so they can even outweigh a species such as rhino. And that's quite often the bulls that become quite heavy. The guy that has moved into the area is a bull, and he's been occupying this dam, and it seems as if he's now moved off to the other dam, which is called Ndlovu Dam, which is close by to us, which is a slightly bigger and deeper dam that he is now occupying. So also want to point out a few other field signs that he has left over here. As we walk right over here, we can see he's been frequently defecating in this area, and then these pellets over here, ones that are black in color, this has been left by the hippo, and then the one right over here, this is left by elephant. And what we can look at is when we look at animals that are eating grass, such as hippos, as well as rhino, the grass often oxidizes into a black color, and when we broke up the pellet, we can see the grass component inside here. Also often with hippopotamus, one of the field signs that we do find is that they spray their dung, especially so with bulls. They do so against the edges of water. They also do it away from water. When it's against the edge of water, it's generally done with the purpose of marking a territory. But when it's done away from water, it's done for the purpose of navigation and orientation, so that they can find their way back towards that water hole. We also generally find that subordinate males as well as females don't fling their dung from side to side with their tail. We also quite often see that dominant bulls at water holes will also dung spray subordinate males as a dominance signal. Coming back to the elephant on here, aside, elephants do eat quite a large amount of grass. However, at this time of the year, they're predominantly feeding on leaf material. So generally we consider that 60% of their diet in summer consists of grass and 40% of other materials, and then the other way around. In the winter months, it's almost predominantly other plant material. And because of them eating large amounts of twigs, leaves, and other components that has got a high tannin content, we often find that the dung is red-brown in color. You'll see this is probably made from last night. It's still nice and moist on the inside. However, the outside is busy drying. It's cold on the inside, so we know that this is dung that's not worthwhile of an animal that's moved through this area. And if we were looking at the track and using this as an additional method of aging the track, we would know that it's not worth our while to actually try and follow up on this elephant. So just to give you an idea with elephants and what they all eat leaves, twigs. They also eat the bark. We've already mentioned grasses, seeds, and in some areas in reserves, it's been estimated that they eat some 150 to 157 different plant species, which they will utilize. We're going to move off and go and see what else we can go and find.
Well, heading east slowly and see. Interesting here. We might go check Twin Dam. I'm just going to stop here quickly. Yeah, so we're driving currently next to a little drainage line there, which is quite a good area for leopards. They like to walk alongside this drainage line. I did hear another leopard earlier, but still no luck. So let's maybe wait and see if we can hear it. It will be easier to try to relocate it. Yeah, so when we were at Treehouse Dam, I heard one leopard, but it was quite difficult to find the direction from which the sound was coming from. I just heard a hyena in the distance now. Yeah, we have to wait here a little bit. It is a good, actually, it is good for us. We have to wait for the signal, but it is good for us to try to see and wait if we can hear any other leopard. Yeah, I can't hear nothing anymore about this leopard. So I think we'll continue driving and see what we can find. Making our way to Twin Dam, maybe.
Here, everyone. Unbelievable. Marieb's has got a scrub here. That's what it was. And andBeyond is here. She keeps chasing him. She keeps chasing him, and he runs up this very small little tree over here. But he doesn't want to be at the tree. He does not want to be there. He wants to be on the ground. So when andBeyond moves off, he comes back down again. Then she comes and he runs back up again. Then when she leaves, he comes back down again. He's taunting her. Marieb's loves to taunt the hyenas. She'll come back, I'm sure of it. She knows there's a kill here, albeit a small one. And he does not want to be up that tree. I mean, it's a combritum. It's really not the best tree to sort of be on if you're a leopard and you're trying to balance and eat. Oh, is that, yeah. She's still here. She's still here. She's going to come back down. He knows she's still here. Mariebs, you're not very good friends with the hyenas, are you? We can't give you a view of her, I'm afraid, because she's just in front of the vehicle, but she's still around. I'm sure she'll come back down. So that's what the bamba was. A scrub here. We got to see some spring hares in Marataba. That was fascinating for me. Never seen a spring hare before. So much larger. Almost double the leg length. Long tail. And probably the best tracks I have ever seen. I think spring hare tracks are now my favourite. I will show you them in my tracking book shortly, in case you've never seen them before. Tandy's in the vicinity as well. We don't have a visual on Tandy, but it's good to see andBeyond. andBeyond is Swazi's sister, or Swazi's twin, Pretty's daughter. What an action-packed morning. I did not expect that. Bumping into the Djuma clan. Calling myself into a sighting and then abandoning it because we found the hyenas. Marieb's Tandy.
Okay, Dov, I think we might be able to give a view of Indabella. You see her? She's just up on the embankment there. Oh, she's coming down. She's coming down. Sorry, there's another vehicle trying to reposition their way through the Mulwanini. The Mulwanini sits to the eastern side of the Mulwati. So it's sort of like a tributary of the Mulwati, if you like. Here she comes. Indabella girl, how are you? Or is it? No, Swaz. It's Swaz. Hey, boy. It's Swazi. How are you? Look, he's gonna go. Oh, my name's running up a tree. Oh, he's down. He's come down the tree. Swaz and Maribs. What a sighting. I think Indabella's around here too. I think there's more than one hyena, but that's definitely Swaz. Oh! I thought Mareeves was going to jump in the car there. Okay, bear with me. We're going to have to do a U-turn here. But I can assure you it's not going to be easy. If I got spaced out, just reverse. Okay. A leopard. Ah, another leopard. Tandy. Tandy's there. Okay, decision time. What should we do? Reverse. Tandy's right there. Can you just keep an eye behind her? Okay, Tandy, Swaz. Look at this. Swaz, Tandy's not the one with the food, my friend. Too much action. I'm glad I had an extra flask of coffee this morning. Tandy's sniffing the area. She knows there's a kill here somewhere. Okay. You see Tandy? Okay. Where did Mareeves go? That's the question. Let's see if we can find him. I have very fond memories of being in the Mulwanini and getting completely stuck and rescued by a gentleman called yours from Bubblesuk. Rather embarrassing. Okay, Mareeves is somewhere on this side, but Swazi's just ran in there, which makes me think Swaz is going to chase him. Have chased him even further. Oh, he's up a tree. Jolly good. Mareeves, you're not having the best morning, are you? I'm just checking with the vehicle behind that they can see. Can you see?
Just on a drop pass and come from the top there.
You're going to go round?
Yes.
Okay. Bear with us, everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hello, how are you? Watching you from Australia.
Alrighty. Okay, Mareeves has now done the best thing for himself, which is get up a tree. His mother's obviously lurking around, who could definitely get up the tree, but one person that can't get up the tree is Swazi, although he wishes he could. I think hyenas dream all day long about being up a tree, but it's not going to happen. Not anytime soon. I see movement at the base. That's a hyena, that's Swaz. There's something that just, in an anthropomorphic way, tells me Mareebs enjoys this. Is Tandy behind Dove? Can you have a little look?
Yep, she's coming.
Oh, Tandy's coming. Okay, sit tight, everyone. I've got 3 of my favourites here, Tandy, Mareebs and Swaz. Swazi, are you not going to disperse? Do you like the Djuma clan too much? Okay. No, we're not going to disperse. Sir, 50. Always good to hear your name. You say that the hyena and leopard interactions always fascinate you. Completely agree. Interspecific interactions. So inter is between 2 separate species, and when you say intra, that's between the same species, like Mareebs and Tandy. And I have to say, interspecific interactions across the board, in the ocean as well. There's some really baffling, hilarious interactions in the ocean, interspecifically. And hyena and leopard definitely fascinates me here. And we get asked a lot, are they enemies? And do they hate each other? I'm sure there's no love lost, but they're very familiar with one another. Swazi here knows exactly who Mareebs and Tandy are. Don't you, boy? And you know who I am too. I'm only joking about that last part, but he will recognize the leopards. I'm convinced, there's absolutely no scientific literature to back this up, but I'm convinced that hyenas can follow the leopards individually. So the hyena won't be able to recognize that unique chemical signature that's left in the leopard's scent. But a hyena will also be able to pick up young male leopard Mareebs or older leopardess Tandy. I'm convinced they can recognize them individually. But can't prove that, so for now, they do recognize the scent of a leopard, and it's an opportunity. If Mareebs drops this delicious scrub here right now, boom, it's Swazi's breakfast. Oh, Mareebs, what are you doing? Are you coming down? Swazi, you're causing a lot of trouble this morning. For those of you who don't know Swazi, I've already explained he's Pretty's son. Pretty's no longer with us, but Pretty was high ranked. She was sort of second in charge. And Swazi is in a good position. He's also male, he's been with the clan a long time now, and he's a regular in the Djuma camp, yes. We have lots of tales we could tell you about Swazi. Okay, Mareebs is on the move. Megan, you're seeing our leopards and hyenas in one sighting. You're in your happy place. I'm in my happy place too, Megan. What a welcome back. It was an exhausting week at Marataba, an amazing one, but very exhausting. And I have to say, it's good to be back and experiencing. Oh, he's on this log, this fallen over tree. You see him? Davi, you might have to help me with the positioning. Go back, okay. Clearly lost my skills at positioning. Keep going. How's that?
It's not great, maybe
I've got him perfectly. What about that? Fortunately, there's another vehicle there. I've taken over the bobbing heads. Just trying to think if we can navigate this sighting a little bit better.
Don't think so.
I don't think so. I think we'll just have to do with this view, so I don't know where Swazi or Tandy are right now. But I think he's happier with this tree. Big solid branch where he can enjoy his scrub here. Wouldn't surprise me if a hyena could get up that tree, though, I must say. It's very low to the ground. I think they would try. No one's letting you eat your brekkie in peace, boy, are they? And breakfast is the best meal of the day. For me, at least. I enjoy all my meals, but love breakfast. Okay, we're going to possibly try and reposition a little bit, and we're going to have to reposition now.
Hello everyone, my name is Elmarie and I'm very excited about this drive. My husband Kleinhan bought me this Ticket to Dream for my birthday as a present because he knows I watch WildEarth all the time. I couldn't be more happy. I've never had such a great present in my life before.
If you want to go on safari with a WildEarth guide whilst honing your bush knowledge and of course featuring in one of our shows, then head over to our website.
Okay, my favorite part about WildEarth is the characters, and then of course I love the bush and I love Africa, and just the fact that I can follow every day, that's one of my favorite things.
Sign up to be a WildEarth explorer and you could be making your first ever on-screen appearance.
Being on a live drive on WildEarth is really great because you can actually now smell the bush, see the animals in real life. You have to really make a plan and just do it.
Hi everybody, I'm Tiana, I'm from Johannesburg, and I am one of WildEarth's biggest fans.
Been watching for 4 years, DG here from the Ozarks.
It's been 4 years for me and I'm not leaving anytime soon.
It's given me a time away from the hassles of the city, and it's given me a connection to a place that has stolen my heart, which is Africa.
Last year we lost our son, and now we're just watching WildEarth. Love to all you guys.
You are reminding us of the role that we play in nature conservation, each and every one of us. You have reconnected myself to a dream that I had as a child to get involved in nature conservation, and for that I'm really grateful for as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My name is Steve, and one of my favorite things at WildEarth is getting questions from you. The type of questions that I really like are those ones that really help us to unpack and understand and really integrate the ecological knowledge and fully appreciate the importance that animals such as these Cape buffalo bring to the ecosystem. If you want to ask a question on WildEarth, you're going to have to register on the website, but once registered, just head on over to the live safari page and enter your question under the live feed.
Good morning and welcome back to Bushwalk. We've just been walking around for the last few hours looking at tracks and birds and also a few other interesting little trees. At the moment we're looking at a nest that's been created by a bearded woodpecker, which is one of the largest woodpecker species that we find in this area. So what we do find with woodpeckers is that they'll be constantly pecking away at areas where the tree has been damaged in the past, either due to a branch that's broken off or where natural damage has been created where the wood is actually rotting. So it makes it easier for it to excavate this hole. So what we also see is that there's only two groups of birds in South Africa that do excavate holes in the side of trees, and they have woodpeckers as well as species such as barbets. But coming back to the woodpecker, they have a number of interesting adaptations which enables them to actually tap away at the side of these trees and create these holes. Firstly, we see that they got 2 toes pointing forward and 2 toes pointing backward, which enables them to cling onto vertical surfaces like this of a tree. We also find that they've got a very stiff little tail that props them up against the side of a tree. And then they also have a number of other adaptations to the skull. And one of those adaptations is a broad base to the bill, which enables to absorb shock. They also have got a hinge to the base of the bill and between their skull to absorb all that shock when they're tapping. And lastly, they've also got a very special type of cerebral fluid, and they can also wrap their tongues around the brain case to prevent any further shock from occurring towards the brain. If it was us, we probably would have needed a large amount of paracetamol to fix that headache. They also have a number of interesting adaptations when they are feeding. We often find that they will also feed up in that upright position against the side of a tree, tapping away, and then they'll probe their very long tongues into that little hole that they tapped away to extract the insect from underneath the bark. One of the strategies that they have to the tongue is that they either will have a spear-like tip or a sticky tip to the tongue that will then be able to grab the insect and then pull it out. We also often hear woodpeckers when they are busy tapping away on the side of trees, and each and every species has got its own unique avian Morse code that they can produce, which we can actually use for identifying them. We call this territorial drumming, what we will hear quite often in the early parts of the morning, which is often performed by the bearded woodpecker. We also see that there's a number of other different species of birds that will also use holes in the side of trees, but in that case, that is from natural rot holes where a branch is broken off and the tree has decayed on its own. We also often find that if these holes become large enough, they also get utilized by a number of other species of birds, and quite often you'll see squirrels popping in and out of these holes too. We're going to go and see what else we can go and find, but in the meanwhile, we're handing you back to Cedric. Let's go and see what the guys are up to in Djuma.
Yeah, so we did find another battler, a little bit closer this time, so it might be a better visual for you guys. Again, just standing there on a dead tree. I think it's easier for them to stay there when there's no leaves around to look for prey. And of course it makes it easier for them to land on the tree. Oh, it is beautiful. Sounds like it's a bit of a birding day for me. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that might be a male. I would think so. Yeah, okay, I think we're going to let him be and continue. We just turned off from Philemon's cut line to Zoe's Road. We drive and try that side and see what we can find. You never know what we can see on this road. I just need a little bit more luck on my side. Feel like it's going to be a warm day today. The temperature just increased quite a lot now in the last half an hour. Oh, there we go. I promise you I didn't know they were here, so that's kind of a bit of a luck. We found a herd of elephant. Seems very relaxed. This young one is feeding there. The one on the left is getting a little bit closer, but she seems fine. That actually might be a young bull. And at the back there's a female. You can see the head of the female at the back completely, it's very square. And this one seems a bit more round, the one in front. There's some more elephant on the right hand side. Elizabeth, yes, the way they use their trunk is very fascinating. You can see they can twist the trunk. They are very agile with the trunks to get some food and also bring water to their mouth. Now you can see he's trying to smell us. Let's see what's happening. Coming a bit close now. Still smelling. But he seems quite relaxed. You never know with these young bulls though. They can be quite unpredictable. There's a young one at the back there. Very young one at the back. I think there's more elephants on our right hand side, so they might want to cross there now to join the rest of the herd. This is quite nice. Okay, so he's currently feeding, so he's not really bothered by us. Sometimes when they're a bit bothered, they fake feed, as we say. So they look like they're feeding, but they're actually not really feeding. What? Okay. He's quite close now. Okay, that's fine. Actually smelling us. He's very inquisitive. can see the very thick veins in the ears. This is where lots of blood goes through to cool down actually. So the blood will go through the ear. And now we're looking at actually the skin, but so when the blood will go through the ear, it will flap his hair to cool down the blood, and then the blood will go back in his body. Looks like he's enjoying spending time with us. Okay, so we're going to wait a bit around here, see if the elephant stays here, and then decide what we will do.
Good morning and welcome back to Bridlands. We're still out on bushwalk and we're busy watching some impalas that are coming in to come and have a drink. As the morning is progressively becoming warmer and warmer, we see more and more animals making their way down to come and have a drink. In the summer, they generally arrive quite early. It seems as if it's a number of rams that are approaching. It's also quite interesting to see at this time of the year that there's still quite a few bachelor herds around, and also one or two males that still think that the rutting season must still continue. However, it has actually come to an end. I've noticed, especially where I live, there's a ram that's still trying to occupy a territory. So for those of you that have joined the show for the first time, when it comes to the social structures of impala, it's quite varied. Sometimes over here we find mixed groups of all males and females, and then here by January they start splitting off, forming all male groups as well as all female groups. And very soon here around by April, we'll start seeing individuals, males, setting up their little territories. And they'll wait for females to come into these territories that they will defend and then mate with these females. And generally here by late November, with the onset of the first rains, we'll see that there's a large amount of impalas that will be born. Seems that there's also a few females right at the back. So one of the easy ways of separating impala, males from females, is the fact that males have horns and females don't. However, I've also seen females with horns. These tend to be much thinner at the base, and it's very seldom that we see this from happening. Generally also notice that animals are very skittish when they come and drink, as if they know that they are at risk of predators. Oh, we can just see how they're scattered there for a second. That's a group of Woodpeckers that actually startled them. That's the birds that just flew onto them. That's busy cleaning ticks off the side of their coats. Quite often what you'll notice is that the Woodpeckers will feed on the legs when the animals are drinking, as the ticks are moving upwards against their body.
Yeah, so we're still there. We actually can't move too much. Yes. I'm getting a little bit closer. It was nice. He was throwing some dust on him just next to us. There's another young elephant coming at the back there. And smelling us. This is quite close now. But the good thing, he decided to come to us. We didn't go to him, so. So I was saying earlier, they have great sense of smell. There we go. Reversing a little bit. It is amazing, for such big animals they are so quiet. You barely hear them when they walk. He seems very interested with us. He's trying to smell into the car, actually. It is a great sighting. They have quite small eyes compared to the size of their head. But you will see that they have very long eyelashes. This is obviously to protect their eyes when they walk through the bush. I'm not sure why I'd like to smell the car that much. I don't think we have any food with us. But it is quite entertaining. So while we were zooming on the toes now, it is quite interesting that we have 5 toenails on the front foot, but only 4 toenails on the back foot. Okay, so let's see what it does next. We're going to wait here a bit.
As the sun goes down in Africa, for many, the day has just begun. WildEarth is ready for the next brand new concept, and this time it's at night. A specialized thermal drone will take to the air under the cover of darkness. As it flies above the bush, it will be searching for hotspots on the ground.
We might have a leopard on the far right of this group of hyena.
The ground team will then be called to identify the animal.
It is a warthog. That's exactly what it is. So there we go. It was a warthog that was running away from... Sorry, Warty.
And of course, it is at this time when the big cats are on the hunt.
Yeah, James, just head a little bit more left.
Okay, Gabi, I'm going to go north around on Impala Road.
Okay, the lions are on the move, guys. Lions are chasing the wildebeest.
WildEarth is looking for a sponsor who can help turn this show to a long-running series. If you are interested, then head over to our website to find out more. WildEarth.tv/sponsors. As one of the industry's best and Fagasa endorsed training institutes, NJ Moorfield Guide College produces professional guides of exceptional caliber and gives students from around the world an incredible experience. NJ Moore offers courses to suit all types of interests. The full-length career course results in a Fagasa accredited qualification and the option of a 6-month internship at one of Moore Family Collection's luxury safari lodges. Shorter courses are a great introduction for those considering a career in field guiding or even a life-enriching experience in your gap year. With spaces still available in July, don't miss out on this fantastic opportunity to live your African dream.
Hi everyone, my name is Daniel Fisher and I'm going to be your guide this afternoon. I'm looking really forward to taking you through and showing you all the beautiful places here at andBeyond in Ngala. If you have any questions, please register on our website. Once registered, go to the live page feed and post your questions underneath the live feed. Join me on my next safari through andBeyond in Ngala on WildEarth. Send me live questions through the WildEarth website and I'll answer them live from the African bush.
What a morning this morning. Action everywhere. But we had to leave, I'm afraid. It got very busy. Everyone wanted a bit of the action that we were having. Swazi chased him up, he came down, he goes back up again, a never-ending saga, but hopefully they'll be around this afternoon. And talking of this afternoon, I'm going to tell you about my plan now. Just in case you were thinking about not joining the Sunset Safari, you absolutely must. So I will tell you a little secret. Hopefully, make sure no one's listening. We are going to be able to take you to the Hyena den. But that's a secret. Might not be active, but at least we can show you where the Djuma clan are denning. So I don't think anyone heard that. We're all good. That's part of the plan. And secondary, if you are going to join the Sunset Safari, I want you all to bring something with you. I want you to bring an eye mask of sorts. It can be an eye mask, or it can be a buff, or even a face mask. Everyone's wearing face masks these days. Or a scarf, or something that you can cover your eyes with that won't allow any cheating. This is an exercise that we all did at Marataba. It was a really, really fantastic exercise, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was taught to us by a lovely human called Alan. So I thought, why not? I will try and replicate what I experienced at Marataba with all of you guys on the back of my vehicle this afternoon. So that's the plan. Bring something with you to cover your eyes so that you can't see. No cheating is allowed. So that's the plan for this afternoon. It's going to be very exciting, and I also will try to locate Batilda. I'm a little bit disappointed that I didn't see her, I must say, but I think I just need to sort of loop around a little bit more. I imagine she's now flying far and wide. So what a fantastic drive, everyone. From Team Wendy, both Darby and I, we are going to get breakfast, but you guys are going to go over to Cedric.
Yeah, so the elephant left us, wanted to be a little bit further away, but he just came back like with a little warning sign, and with the head very high, swinging his trunk towards us. So I'm not sure what is he thinking. You can see there. He seemed agitated suddenly. But I think it's because the rest of the elephants are moving, so at least it's still entertaining us. It's like he's looking at us and walking away. It's quite funny. He's not sure if he wants to leave or... come spend more time with us. Yeah, but I think the rest of the herd must have moved forward on the right hand side. There he goes. Hyena, you would like to know if elephants are naturally curious by nature? Yes, they are curious since they are young. You would notice that young elephant also are quite curious, come to investigate, and it's an important part for them to do so because they will also learn what is good to do and what is not good to do. So I would say yes, this is my opinion, they're very curious and they learn all the time. So it's currently, I know the visual is not great, I will have to stay here unfortunately, but he's currently putting some sand on him now, and then he goes away, unfortunately. But that was a very nice sighting of an elephant very close to the car. I hear something on the left hand side there, but I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, there's some more elephants a bit behind us. Oh, it's getting warm now, so this afternoon might be a little bit warmer. We did have a good drive on our side, a bit quiet at the beginning, but what and to finish with this herd of elephant. I hope you enjoyed the sighting. Lorraine got great sightings. We really enjoy spending time with you guys, and thank you so much for all your questions, and we'll see you this afternoon. Bye for now.